Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Easy Recipes with D. Here I show you my favorite recipes that are very easy for you to do as well. Today we are making a simple steak dinner with sautéed mushrooms and onions, then a side of rice, and finally an over easy egg on top. I am starting with 3/4 cup of uncooked jasmine rice with just under 1 3/4 cups of water. I am making this for 2 people, so adjust amounts according to the number of people you are cooking for. After that, I add about a half teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil and salt. The rice cooker that I am using takes about an hour to finish the rice, so I need to get this started first. Next is to start prepping the vegetables. For this meal, I am only doing onions and mushrooms. I am cutting up 6 white button mushrooms and about a half yellow onion. When I cut the onion, I first cut it in half, then into thin slices that look like a rainbow, and finally I cut those in half. I really only have my onions this large when doing a steak dinner or very few vegetables. To make it easier to cut the mushrooms, I cut the mushrooms in half, then cut into slices. Go as slow as you need so you do not hurt yourself. If you do not feel comfortable slicing fast, feel free to cut like this. You will get more comfortable the more you prep and cook. This video is brought to you by Travel With Us for Life, where we show our travels worldwide here on YouTube. With us traveling and moving to different cities and countries, kitchens and appliances will differ. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. Onto the steak, I only season my steak with salt and pepper on both sides. I start cooking once the rice has been cooking for about 40 minutes, so everything is done at about the same time. So, take a break if you have time to do so. It will all depend on how long it takes your rice cooker to finish or the time it takes on the stovetop. I start by cooking the mushrooms and onions with olive oil. I add salt, pepper, and dried parsley to them. Stir this very well to get everything coated in seasoning and oil. If the onions are in large clumps after about a minute, break them up so they can cook evenly. I cook them for about 3 minutes or until the onion is almost see-through. When adding your steak to the pan, have a little bit of oil in the pan. It should be hot enough since you just finished your vegetables, but if you took a break or are using a different pan, be sure it has had time to warm up. You want it to sizzle when you put the meat down. To check whether your pan is hot enough, you can add a drop of water to the pan. It should bead up and bounce around the pan rather than evaporating immediately. The steak is about ½ inch thick, so it does not take long to cook to be medium rare. I only cooked it for 2 minutes on each side. Once it is done to your liking, take the steak out of the pan and place it on a cutting board and let it rest for a couple of minutes. Finally, for the eggs, add a little bit of oil to your pan so the eggs do not stick to the pan. If you are cooking more than 1 egg at a time and your pan is large enough, crack the eggs on opposite sides. If not, do one at a time. I am not big on salt, so I only added pepper to the egg since everything else is salted to taste. I do not have a lid for the pan, so the thicker part does not get fully cooked with the yolk still runny. So after a minute of cooking, I break the thicker part to cook all the way through. After 3 minutes, the eggs are done. If you have made it this far, please consider subscribing, liking this video, and leaving a comment, and let me know how you are finding the recipe so far. Time to plate up and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made this with me, let me know how you found it. Did your food turn out just as good? I cannot wait to hear your feedback. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.